side, yeah. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a side. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a side, yeah. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a side. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a side, yeah. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a side. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a side, yeah. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid. Pick a side. Pick a side, just pick a side, stupid.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This week our debate is about birds. So all of our questions will be about birds, and we have a whole bunch of trivia as well to go along with our debates. The way that the debate will work is each comic gets 1 minute followed by a 30-second rebuttal going head to head against another comic. And then after each one of those debates, you, the audience, will decide on the winner. So I have a bunch of great comics with us tonight, and I'm just going to go around the room and say hi to everybody, and then we'll get into some trivia and some debates. So first, we have our good friend Nick Martucci with us tonight. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Sean. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing, man?
Pretty good.
Nice. Any good bird stories from your life, or what?
Well, my first pet was a parakeet.
Oh, all right.
When I was 5, I named him after the first stage of the first Sonic the Hedgehog game. So little Green Hill stayed with me for a while. Then when he died, I was so devastated, I vowed to never eat meat again.
Mm-hmm.
And that lasted until dinner when I had chicken nuggets.
Okay.
So that's my bird story.
Pretty good. Poor little Green Hill. Did you bury Green Hill?
We put Green Hill in a shoebox that I think just stayed in the garage until we moved.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, who's to say?
Okay. All right. Well, what kind of shoes? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, that you probably Adidas.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing in my head, was like, it's probably an Adidas shoebox.
It was probably 97, 96.
Yeah, that was definitely.
They only sold Adidas.
Yeah, that's true.
Or New Balance. It was one of the two.
For sure. All right. We also have our friend Liv Serve with us tonight. Hey, Liv, what's happening?
Oh, hey, nothing too much. What's up with you?
Not much. How about you? Did you ever have a pet bird?
I never had a pet bird. I was actually afraid of birds until college. Like I felt like I was a pretty like nature focused girl, but I was like, I don't like birds. They fly or they hop and no in between. I didn't like it. And then I was in college and I needed a job, and I was a biology major, and I saw this flyer that was like, we need a lab tech for this position, no experience necessary. And I was like, that sounds like me. But it was actually for this whole study about birds. And I would go into people's backyards and I would go into like nest boxes that we set up, and I'd take out the baby birds and weigh them and put them back. And now I really like birds, and I'm like a total bird nerd. Like it's like kind of my brand now. So how things change, you know?
Yeah, sweet. So we got a bird nerd on tonight, so we'll see how that plays out in the debates and in the trivia later. And we also have our friend James Sheehan with us tonight. Hey, James.
Hey, Sean. How's it going?
Not bad. I noticed your background is maybe not as relevant to the show tonight as some other people's.
What do you mean?
It's just a Celtics player.
It's Larry Bird.
Larry
Actually,
Bird?
The ref actually has a degree in avian studies. That's where the background is. He's actually a very famous ref, studies birds. I don't know who the basketball player is. I just Googled birds and this was the first thing that came up.
Oh, okay, cool. So Larry Bird in the background. Is that your favorite bird? Is Larry Bird?
Yes. I don't know a lot of birds.
All right, great. We also have our friend Jer Palapple with us tonight. Hey, Jer. Is your mic off? I think your mic might be off. Uh-oh. We got some technical issues, but we'll get it figured out and come back to Jer. We also have Hallie Griffin with us tonight, who won our debate last week, so our reigning champion with us here.
Thanks.
How's it
How
going?
are you, John? Am I on mute?
No, I can hear you.
Oh, I said, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you doing? How's your cat? How's the kitten?
He's good. He's been sleeping on my bed all afternoon, so he's kind of starting to wake up, and he's going to be up all night. So we're very excited for that.
That sounds like a good time. All right. Well, fun. We also have our friend Liz Esty with us here tonight. Hey, Liz.
Hey, Sean. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm just thrilled to see a background that makes sense for this show.
Yeah, it's true. I love owls. So they're kind of freaky. That's makes sense. I mean, that's better. My only bird story is about the time a bird shat on my music for marching band right before we were supposed to play at this like memorial of like people who died on a battleship. And so it was very like solemn and everyone started laughing because I could not read my music. So I was just, at the time I was playing trombone. So I was just playing like the roots of every chord because that's pretty much what a trombone part is in marching band. So it's just like B flat, C, B flat. But I forgave birds and now I collect owls when I travel, which hasn't happened for a while.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, there's a good. I think most people have been shit on by a bird at some point in their lives, and probably would disagree with the fact that it's good luck. I don't know that anybody's ever been like, yeah, greatest day of my life. You know. So we also have our friend Kendra Dossie with us tonight. Hey, Kendra.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I was gonna say I'm eating a bird today, but I'm eating salmon and not a fowl. So I got confused about my animal kingdoms there for a second.
Sure, you're eating like a bird today.
Yeah, birds do eat salmon. Yeah, you're right.
Some of them.
Some birds.
Not all. Like I've never put any in like a bird feeder, but I assume it would get eaten if it was there.
Yeah, they'd pick at it. I feel like a big bird, like an eagle, would eat some salmon or hawk.
That'd be cool.
I don't know anything about birds. This is going to be funny tonight.
Oh, nice. That's perfect. As everybody knows, you don't actually need to know about the topic that we're talking about in order to succeed on
You're
this show.
so right. Yeah, the most I know about birds is I used to work for an organization that partnered with Audubon, and they are literally all about birds. But I started getting resentful of birds because we'd be trying to like talk about bees, but they'd be like, oh, but birds are also an important pollinator. But it's like the birds aren't like dying as much as bees. It's like, calm down. All right, we get it. You like birds, you wake up really early and you watch the birds eat food, but like there's other animals.
Yeah, they'll be okay. The birds will be okay.
Some of them, like if we help out other animals, we'll also help out birds probably.
Yeah, probably at some point. And we also have our friend Zach Jones with us tonight. Hey, Zach.
Sean?
How's it going?
Oh, fantastic.
I like the long hair. It's getting longer. You're letting it hang down. It's nice.
Yep.
How's your bird research going?
Good. Hummingbirds are the only ones that can fly backwards, and I think that's pretty neat.
That is very neat.
If I was a different type of bird, I would learn how to do that. Otherwise, hummingbirds are just going to brag to you.
That's true, but they're very small. So, like, I mean,
That's true.
If
They don't have a
touch
lot
it-
going for them.
Yeah. All right, and we also have our friend May Keith with us tonight, and May will be doing some trivia questions throughout the night, asking our contestants some trivia questions. How's it going, May? How is your research looking up info for the trivia this week?
Oh, it was real fun, but now that I know there's like a bird scientist here, I would have been a little more thorough in my fact checking instead of looking at like 15 amazing facts about birds.
Yeah.
Those are fun websites. But I love birds. The Animorphs use their bird morphs all the time for transportation, for reconnaissance, for everything. Birds of prey. So yeah, I'm into birds. This is an exciting topic.
Nice. We're going to get started with trivia tonight. So we might as well kick it right over to you, May. And if you just want to pick one of our comics to ask a trivia question to, we'll start the night off.
Sure. Well, let's check in with Jer first. Jer, is your mic working?
Is it working?
Yes.
Yay.
With Jer, you want to go first in trivia?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Well, so before I ask you, I'm going to gauge which question I should ask you. What do you know about birds? You're not a bird scientist, are you?
I'm not a bird scientist. I'm just a very big fan of penguins.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Those are good ones. All right. So I'm going to ask you a question.
They're the best ones, actually.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good. I think this guy, the shoebill stork, is they're not nice birds. But anyway, all right. So I'm gonna ask you a question about turkeys, seasonal.
Okay.
All right. So your question is, of the following, which is true about turkeys? A, turkeys were not successfully domesticated until 1989. B, wild turkeys can run, fly, and swim. C, turkeys only receive presidential pardons because JFK was too afraid to fight a turkey one-on-one. Or D, wild turkeys are currently on the brink of extinction, mostly because they keep getting hit by cars.
So I'm doing which one's true?
Which one is true?
First one. Wait, what was the first one?
The first one was turkeys were not successfully domesticated until 1989.
Oh, it's the second one.
The second one is wild turkeys can run, fly, and swim.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That's correct. Good job, Jer. So, Jer, you are 10 points ahead in trivia right now.
Awesome.
That was a question.
It's a real gamble. I've never seen one swim, and I was just going with the odds.
Yeah. I'd like to see one swim. It would be interesting, but apparently they can.
Yeah, I knew they weren't going extinct because they are everywhere. I mean, they're just approaching people on the streets now. It's scary. But you know what? Because Jer got it right, let's start with Jer and James Sheehan and have Jer have the option whether he wants to go first or second here.
I'll go second.
Second, okay. So James, it's up to you to pick the category, and you can pick from facts, superstition, celebrity birds, famous incidents, and wild card.
Let's go with famous incidents, Sean.
Okay, great. A famous bird incident. So this question will be based on famous bird incidents. And the question is from Zach Jones.
Zach Jones.
Yeah, Zach Jones. We should have a sound effect that just yells Zach Jones, but I haven't gotten that figured out yet. But he asks, better way to die, getting hit by a Randy Johnson fastball or by Fabio's face?
Oh, I'm so glad I got this question. Randy Johnson just come at me, just 101 mile an hour sinker right in the temple. I've been praying for that. Just not even for this debate. My pride, how I want to go out is I just want Randy Johnson to just wind up. He doesn't have to be on a mound. He could just be like 6 feet in front of me. There doesn't have to be any sort of pretext to it. No premeditated like incident. Just And it just crosses off the bucket list to just I've always wanted to meet Randy Johnson, and it would be great if he also killed me. He'd be doing me a huge favor. Time.
All right. I'm glad you picked that one because the right answer is to come face to face with Fabio and just explode into a million feathers while he's on a roller coaster. Listen, here's Fabio's legacy. He's been on the cover of a million romance novels, and then he killed a bird with his face. And honestly, no man has had a greater legacy at all. Especially, what great things have you done while riding on a roller coaster? Nothing. Fabio, he would have killed me. And I think that is something that I'd love to add to his resume, that he can live on forever, being known as a guy who did 100 photo shoots with his shirts off and also killed a bird this one time. It would be an honor, really. Time.
So okay, so you think so? Hold on, you're saying that I've never done anything like famous on a roller. I peed on a roller coaster once before it even went up the hill. They had to stop the ride and they had to get me out of the already locked T-lock. And I had to watch everyone else go up the roller coaster. All right, it was in the local paper. No one interviewed me, but a lot of people took pictures because they take a picture at the roller coaster and they just use that for the newspaper. Randy Johnson, just take me away now.
Okay, anyone can pee on a roller coaster. You just need water and to wait in line long enough. No one hits a bird on a roller coaster. You gotta have the timing and the terrible luck to have a bird fly into your face. Nobody's high enough to hit a bird with their face usually. But Fabio, because he climbed a mountain of smutty romance, he made it there. And then he exploded a bird. And honestly,
all right, a lot of good points here, but only one person can win. So it's up to you, the audience, to vote for the winner. Head into the poll. If you look in the description underneath the video on YouTube, there's a link. You click on that and you can go vote right now for either James or Jer. And in the meantime, while we're doing that, why don't we have May ask another trivia question?
All right. So we already got Jer. Let's get James to weigh in on some trivia.
Sweet.
James, are you ready?
No, but go ahead.
All right. I'm going to give you a question about superstitions around birds. Okay. So your question is about Scottish folklore.
Excellent.
In Scottish folklore, magpies carry what underneath their tongues? Your options are A, a little piece of paper that will tell you how you die. B, a drop of the devil's blood. C, another slightly smaller tongue. Or D, the souls of unbaptized babies.
Ooh. Well, the smaller version of something inside something else is Russian. It's not Scottish, so that you gotta eliminate that. Devil's blood. How many? What are they called? What is the name of the Mad Hatters?
Magpies. They're sort of like smaller crows. I think they're part of the crow family, but much smaller.
Magpies. Okay. I feel like the devil has to have a lot of blood for every magpie to have a little bit of devil blood under it. I mean, so I'd probably say, what was the unbaptized version? No, that sounds like a really like an Irish thing. What was the first option?
First option is a little piece of paper that will tell you how you die.
Oh yeah, it's definitely that. Birds, like, because I mean, ravens are known to just like pass off pieces of information. At least in like the Game of Thrones books.
I think you're thinking Game of Thrones, but sure, yeah.
But that's also not true. So I mean, if we're talking about superstition, let's go with that one. I'll commit to it. I don't know anything about birds, so let's just
it was a good guess, but I fooled you. No, the real superstition is that they carry a drop of the devil's blood underneath their tongue.
Wow.
No, I don't know why, but that's what Scottish people think.
They must be idiots. That's
Yeah, so I award you 0 points for that, James. I'm sorry.
oh, at least I didn't lose points. That's always good.
And I'm taking 5 points away from James for that. But
Okay.
on the bright side, the votes are in, and James Sheehan is the winner of our first debate of the night. So wrong answer, but right debate, I guess. So James will be moving on to round 2. So next up, we'll have Nick Martucci and Liv Serve. So Nick, do you want to go first or second?
I will go second.
Okay. Liv, you can pick any category except for famous incidents. Yeah.
Okay, what are the categories? I don't have them anymore. So I got muted.
The categories are facts, superstition, celebrity birds, and wild card.
Let's do facts.
Okay. So your question is from Steve Albert, and what he wants to know is, if you had to be a bird that can't fly, would you rather be able to swim like a penguin or peck eyeballs out like an ostrich?
Wow. Okay. So this is a tough one, but I think I'm gonna, for practicality purposes, say that I want to be able to swim like a penguin. I think that, swimming, they live in big groups, you get to swim around and eat fish. They always look like they have a fun time. I went to the aquarium on Wednesday and they were all being hand-fed fish by the aquarium people. So like, even if I get captured by humans, I'm going to be living a pretty good life. Like, okay, ostriches, they can peck eyes out, but what good does that do? Like, I feel like they're mostly herbivores and like eating little like lizards. So they're really just pecking out eyes of people who hopefully aren't bothering them much anyway. But if I'm if I'm a penguin, I live in a pole or somewhere warm, don't want to discriminate against warm area penguins. And I get to swim there too. Where ostriches, you just get to hang out in the dirt and peck eyes. Doesn't sound as fun.
I totally disagree. I'm a human. I've had fish plenty of times. I've been in water plenty of times. It's fine. Both of those are fine. You know what I've never gotten to do, but I've always wanted to do? Peck eyes out. Most people don't deserve eyes. They just see like all the sadness and the hatred in the world. You know, would be a good way to stop that? Pecking eyes out. I feel like I'd be sad if I was a bird who couldn't fly. I would be disappointed that God doomed me to the land, and I need to get that anger out in some way. And fucking eyes. Eyes are the best way to get anger out. Ask the Three Stooges. I'm gonna be an ostrich. Penguins can go right to hell. That's the argument I'm sticking with. Eyes all the way out.
An eye for an eye makes a whole world blind, Nick Martucci. So I'm gonna say, again, the penguins, they hop in, they're swimming through the water like it's nobody's business. It's almost like they're flying. They don't have that pent up anger and energy that Nick is talking about. I don't know why he would choose a life of rage for himself. And also, Nick, buddy, you want to plug people's eyes out? I only know you on virtual, but I don't know if I ever want to be in the same room as you, guy. I'm sure you're fine, but weird.
Okay.
I am fine because I don't peck eyes out because I'm not an ostrich. That's the only way I'd feel good about it. Yes, I can have those wants and desires, but that's a fantasy. It's never going to happen in my life unless I somehow anamorph into an ostrich. And really, that sounds like a fun life, going back and forth. Again, I can swim as a human. Swimming is nothing. It's exercise, it's work. I don't want to work. I just want to bob my head in faces until I get that sweet eyeball satisfaction.
All right. Well, a lot of good points here for both penguins and ostriches. But it's kind of up to you, the audience, to vote for your favorite. So head into the Pick a Side Stupid website and vote for your favorite right now. The description has the link to the poll. You can vote for either Nick or Liv. And while we're waiting for the votes to roll in, why don't we head over back to May and see if we can get some more trivia in here.
All right, let's do it. So I want to correct the record really quick. Any bird can peck an eye out. You don't have to be an ostrich. They've all got beaks. Animorphs do it all the time, you guys, and they never morphed off into ostriches. All right, Nick, I am gonna ask you a question, and then we'll go to Liv for the next one.
Awesome.
But Nick, your question is about a celebrity bird.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna have a little bird celebrity history mixed in here. So your question is about Donald Duck. Now, as we all know, during World War II, Donald Duck starred in a series of pro-American propaganda shorts, right? We all know this.
Of course.
So your question is, what happened in one of these most famous shorts? Like, what's the plot of it? Okay. The options are A, he ran through wartime trenches while skeletons chased him. B, he worked in a Nutziland factory under the watchful eye of Der Führer. C, he rode a nuke like a cowboy as it fell into a war-torn city below. Or D, he preached the importance of spying on your Japanese and German neighbors.
I mean, I can't imagine that a Donald Duck short did Dr. Strangelove 20 years before Dr. Strangelove. In Skeletons, that's usually just like a late 20s, early 30s cartoon trope. We ran out of them by the World War II. See, I know Hitler played a big part in one of them. I thought you were going to ask about the title, and there's a title of a Donald Duck one with Heil in it. I'm going to say he worked in the factory under the Führer.
That is correct. Yeah. He worked in it was, they didn't quite say the Führer and they didn't quite say Nazis, but they changed a couple of the letters around to make it kid friendly, I guess. So good job, Nick.
Yay.
I'm going to give you 8 points for that because I feel like for some reason you already knew a lot about the World War II propaganda shorts. So
I mean, that's fair. If that's the reasoning, that's fair. I can't.
All right.
Good job, Nick.
Nice job, Nick. And the results are in from this last debate, and the votes are for LiveServe. LiveServe will be moving on to the next round.
Thanks, Nick. I think you look very nice. I don't think you're gonna peck my eyes out.
All right, so our next matchup will be between Zach Jones and Kendra Dossie.
All right.
So, Zach, do you want to go first or second here?
I will go second.
Okay, Kendra, you can pick from Superstition, Celebrity Birds, or Wild Card.
Let's do Celebrity Birds.
Okay. Okay. Your question is. Okay. Your question is from Steve Albert, and he asks, Duckman was a detective. Does being a duck make it easier or more challenging to be a detective?
All right. So I think being a duck makes it way more easier to be a detective because, first of all, no one suspects ducks of doing anything, right? Ducks are some of the most benign birds. It's not a hawk. It's not an ostrich. It's just when most people think of ducks, they think of like, oh, here's a cute animal I could give bread to. They don't think, oh, this person's like trying to solve a murder, all right? So that puts you in advantage to being a duck. Second, people like pet ducks, like ducks are like, so they can quack, but I think for the most part, they like can be pretty quiet, which is also good. And third, ducks have corkscrew penises, which I feel like is really helpful at getting women to fall in love with you, and then you could like have them reveal their secrets to you in bed. I think that's how it works. I'm going with the idea that a sentient humanoid duck is not a rapist, unlike most ducks, but I still think being a duck and a detective would be very helpful. Is that all? Wait, how much?
Yeah, time.
Okay.
Okay, I've read a lot of detective novels, and here's the things that I can tell you about them. Number one is that detectives are driving all of the time. Ducks not allowed to drive. They really could, even if they wanted to. There's not cars for ducks. Also, detectives have to constantly be drinking and smoking cigarettes. Ducks have a lot of trouble. Ducks are complete lightweights when it comes. They cannot hold their whiskey at all. So they can't. You gotta blend it in a bar sometimes. Also, ducks, along with the males have corkscrew penises, but the females have vaginas with trap doors in them that lead nowhere. So they don't know the first thing about what human sex is like, because I've never encountered anything like that. So I assume that I know more than ducks.
Time.
Okay, first of all, you said that ducks don't know how to drive. I think Duckman knew how to drive, right? All right, the celebrity duck that we are talking about, a very important duck. Also, Donald Duck drives. You are putting your preconceived notions onto ducks. I feel like Donald Drunk has driven and Donald Drunk has smoked. Duckman probably smoked all the time. Darkwing Duck, so good at driving, all right? All of these ducks know how to drive. And also, even if they weren't good at driving, ducks are like pretty freaking fast. I've like gone canoeing and sometimes the ducks were beating me because they just, okay.
We're not counting Donald Duck. Donald Duck is imperialist propaganda. You can look it up. Seriously, read the book. It was banned in Chile. Second, being a detective is all about blending in. Once you solve one case and people know you as the duck detective, it's like, oh, am I being tailed by a detective? I don't know. That duck looks an awful lot like a duck and not a person who's hanging around here. Looks awful suspicious. Can't blend in as a duck.
Time. All right, a lot of good points here, and it's going to be up to you, the audience, to vote on the winner. So head in to pickasidestupid.com #poll. That link is below in the description on YouTube. If you're unsure, just click on it and you can vote for either Zach or Kendra. In the meantime, you can check out Zach's band Trapdoor Vagina, or we could do another trivia question. May, what do you think?
Let's avoid the trapdoor vagina thing. If we can, that'd be nice. So, Liv, are you around? Do you want to answer a question?
Yeah.
All right. So our category for this trivia question is famous incidents. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So I did have a question about the Fabio situation, but since that's been discussed thoroughly here, you're going to get a question instead about Johnny Cash. So Johnny Cash was basically accused of driving California condors to the brink of extinction. Why do people say this? Okay. Your options are A, because he started a forest fire in an area that was a condor refuge. B, because he hunted them even though they were on the endangered species list. C, because he shot the last wild pair just to watch them die. Or D, because he punched one on live television and the reputation just sort of stuck.
Wow, I haven't a clue. Wow, those I feel like he would do every single one of those things if he could, but that's not the question you're asking.
Did you freeze? I think Liv froze.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, the suspense is terrible.
Looks like a hope poster though. So
Does anyone know the answer? Anyone want to chime in?
I don't remember this part of Walk the Line. I think it's A. It sounds like A would be the most likely.
A is correct. Yep. He was also the only person to ever be sued by the state of California for starting a fire. But he killed, there were like 60 wild condors and like 55 of them died in a fire that he started. So
Wow.
yeah, so there's your big country star hero, everybody. And I'm giving Liv 20 points for exiting with style. That was great.
She's back, I think. There she
Liv,
is.
you're back.
Hey, sorry.
That's okay. I don't know if you heard the answer or not, but you got 20 points.
Oh, no way! That's crazy. All right, my bad. I'm embarrassed, guys, but whatever, I'll mute myself.
All right. Great. Well, great job getting 20 points. Let's take a look and see who everybody voted for on this debate between Kendra and Zach. And Kendra and Zach, you guys are doing a show together now?
Yes. Yes, we are. It's called Left Night. It's at 2MB Studios Twitch channel, Thursdays at 7:30.
Nice. And what's the show about?
It is a leftist take on pop culture and current events.
It's a bunch of filthy commies who can't keep their mouths shut.
Yeah, that's really it.
All right, cool. Well, looking at the votes this time, it looks like Kendra Dossie is our winner of this round, and she'll be moving on.
Ducks, 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 ducks.
And the last debate of round one will be between Hallie Griffin and Liz Esty. So, Hallie, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go second, please.
Second. Okay, Liz, you can pick from superstition or wild card?
Superstition.
Okay. Your question is, would you rather have a bird poop on you, which we know now that you've had, but that's supposed to be good luck, or whatever bad luck you face from seeing an owl during the daytime?
Oh my gosh, this is like Sophie's choice for my interests, which is like being pooped on and owls. I'm talking about bird specific interests, not life interests. Wow, I'm really eating up my argument time. All right, you know what? I want to see an owl during the daytime. That's exactly the kind of thing that my grandmother would do from beyond the grave. The reason I'm into owls is because she was into owls, and then I got her an owl cuckoo clock in Germany, and then when I came home I found out that her Alzheimer's had gotten way worse, and so then I just started collecting owls for myself. This is the kind of fun stuff I tell people I work with when they see my owl collection. So yeah, owls during the daytime, because that seems cool. I have an emotional connection to owls. The time, that's please.
Time.
Oh, so I go now?
Yep, you're up, Hallie.
Oh, that was a lot of dead air, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so now I have to defend birds shitting on me. Cool. Once I went for a run in Massachusetts and a bird took a shit on me, and then the next day I had to go to New York for a business trip and a bird took a shit on me at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So in the span of 2 days, 2 birds in 2 states took a shit on me. And I guess that was okay. I don't know. Yeah, everybody wants to see an owl during the daytime. I've never heard any superstition. Is that good or bad to see an owl during the daytime?
It's supposed to be bad luck.
Oh, yeah, then I'll take the bird shitting on me, the good luck one. Yeah, I don't care about the bad. I'll do anything for good luck at this point. Like, take a shit on me. I've been in quarantine for 8 months. I'd love to feel something. It's a family tradition. Both of my parents, I think, have been shat on. I think my brother's been shat on by a bird. I don't think my sister has, but she's not old enough yet. When she comes of age, That poor bird.
I get it. And here's the thing. I want to reverse psychology the universe. So like I've been having a lot of bad luck. So if it's bad luck to see a bird in the daytime, bring it on. I mean, what at this point, what could go wrong? Like, and I'm gonna regret saying that. But like at this point, like 2020, bring it. Like this year has been shit. I mean, I started the year off with like finding out my dad had cancer, and it's been downhill from there. So let's try something new, which is bad luck.
Well, you know what they say, bird shitting on you is the best medicine, right? Okay. I don't know. I feel like I court bad luck all the time, and that also doesn't pay off for me. So whatever. Did you know you can buy owl pellets online? They're like $2 or $3 each. They don't care. You don't have to be a biology teacher. They'll just send them to your house. That's pretty cool. Anyway, pro birds taking the shit on me. Time. Okay.
Okay, great. Two great arguments here, and it's going to be interesting to see what the audience, how the audience votes here. So go ahead into the link below and choose your favorite, whether it's Liz or Hallie. And interestingly, Hallie actually has a picture of Duckman right behind her on the wall.
That's George Costanza.
Jason Alexander was the voice of Duckman.
No. It's
Yeah.
George Costanza.
Oh, right.
Okay, the person who played George Costanza also did the voice.
Are you guys thinking of Howard the Duck?
Nope.
No, he did the voice of Duckman.
Duckman.
No, Howard the Duck. That's the one where he's really sarcastic, right?
Yeah, I think so. But that's a whole. He wasn't a detective though. He was like a weird alien. Anyways, let's go to trivia with May Keith.
What just happened?
All right, so let's. I think we missed over the last debaters, so we're gonna jump back to Zach. If you're ready for your trivia question.
I was born ready. Yeah.
All right, I feel like this question is aligns with your interests. Maybe I don't know. Do you like parrots?
They're fine.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sure.
Perfect. Here we go. All right, your question is about Alex the gray parrot.
Mhm.
So he was a parrot who learned thousands of words. He was taught a lot of words in the English language. And he is the first and only non-human to ever ask a question. So primates, they learn sign language. Other birds have learned language. No one else has asked a question. Alex the gray parrot looked in the mirror. And what question did Alex ask? Your options are A, who dat? B, is Alex pretty? C, what color? Or D, has God forsaken us?
Okay. I'm a little preoccupied trying to figure out why this question was up my alley, but I don't think so. I mean, if it was me, I would ask, "Am I pretty?" and has God forsaken me? What color? What color sounds like a bird-brained question? So I'm going to say that Alex asked, "What color?"
That is what Alex asked. Good job, Zach.
Yes.
And see, I felt like this question was up your alley because they specifically say, it's an existential question that this bird asked,
Right.
which I feel like that's got a Zach Jones feel to it.
I believe Alex also, or maybe it's a different gray parrot, recognized a null set, where like the concept of zero, which is something that humans did not understand for centuries.
Yes.
Which is fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Brains are weird.
One smart bird, that Alex the gray parrot. So, well, good job, Zach, for that. I'm giving you 10 points. I think that was a great answer. So you are now tied with Jer for second place, but well behind Liv, who has 20 points for her answer.
Yeah, nice job, Zach. I do have to say that I love the idea of just telling somebody like, you seem like a parrot guy. And then let them try to figure out what that means.
Parrots are awesome.
Yeah, and I think right now Zach has kind of a Johnny Depp look to him, Pirates of the Caribbean. So it could make sense in that way as well. So,
Sure.
All right. So the votes are in, and it looks like Liz Esty will be moving on this round. And that means that we are on to round 2. So our first matchup of round 2 will be between Liv Serve and James Sheehan. So Liv, do you want to go first or second? She's gone. She's gone. I don't know if it's frozen. Oh, there she is.
Oh, sorry, I had to get my charger.
Oh, it's okay. I just didn't know if your screen had frozen or something.
No.
So do you want to go first or second, Liv?
Oh, I'll go first.
Great. And what category would you like? You can choose from any one of them at this point. Facts, superstition, celebrity birds, famous incidents, or wild card.
Let's do famous birds.
Famous birds, okay. Or celebrity birds?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So your question is, who is more intimidating, Big Bird at 8 feet tall or Scrooge McDuck, who is only 3 feet tall?
All right. Here's the thing. Big Bird is definitely more intimidating than Scrooge McDuck. I realize that he has some factors against him and why you might be a little bit more afraid of Scrooge, but he's got the pure mass of giant bird behind him, right? All those guys on Sesame Street, can they really be nice all the time? I feel like he's got something in the back of his mind that might break at any moment. You know, I feel like he's someone he'd really ride for his friends. Like if someone was coming after Elmo, Big Bird's not gonna step down. He's gonna protect Elmo. There's no way he's leaving that little kid behind. I'm sure his talons on his toes are at least 6 feet long, you know, while Scrooge McDuck, he's got those bitch-ass little web duck feet. He doesn't have anything to really go after it, you know, where Big Bird, boom, one kick and he's kicking a door down. He might have Sweet Carol Spinney voicing him, but he's ready to throw hands or wings.
Yeah, so listen, whatever. Big Bird's big. No kidding, the name implies it. So if you can't go after him up top, you just gotta, half of his body is just legs. His equilibrium is up by his neck somewhere. So all you gotta do is just do a clean leg sweep and just, he's on the ground and he can't get back up because he's top heavy. And then you just, I don't know why in the situation I'm trying to take out Big Bird, but listen, Scrooge McDuck is like that guy. He's a duck behind money, and everyone knows that money corrupts, and that's super intimidating. He's like a landlord, but a duck, and that's you gotta really, you don't know if he'll say hi to you one day, and then just you get an eviction notice. What's Big Bird gonna do? Tell you the letter of the day? I'm not intimidated by letters. Time.
All right, the letter of the day is X. X, X, K, O. Big Bird's gonna knock you out. And you know what? Scrooge McDuck, he might be a landlord. And that is terrifying, the thought of, oh, can I be evicted any moment? But I'm sorry, did you watch A Christmas Carol with Scrooge McDuck? He goes soft in the end. He goes soft. He realizes the errors of his ways just because a ghost came to him in his sleep. Big Bird would not be intimidated by a ghost. He befriends people like Snuffleupagus and Oscar the Grouch. And you know what? Oscar the Grouch, he is kind of a scary Muppet, He's not there to be... Big Bird's not afraid.
James?
Oh, yeah. So listen, whatever. Big Bird believes in a lot of really weird imaginary things. Scrooge McDuck is as real as it gets. By the way, in the show, Scrooge McDuck dives straight into a pile of gold coins. Do you understand how dense of a bird you have to be to go through gold coins? All right. He is solid. I don't know what he's titanium on the inside. I don't know the anatomy of a bird. If he's like X-Men Wolverine, they injected that like chemical into him. He's a landlord and he's a mecha bird. What? That's fucking terrifying. Big Bird's just feathers.
Time. All right, a lot of good points here, but it's going to be up to the audience to decide. So head into the poll right now. Pick a side, stupid. Hashtag poll. And while people are voting, let's head back over to May Keith for some more trivia.
Thanks, Sean. All right, so moving down my list here, I think who hasn't gone yet? Sorry. Haley. Is it Hallie? It's Hallie.
Hallie, you got it.
Hallie, all right. So I have a question for you about superstitions.
Yes.
How exciting. Okay, do you know much about British superstitions?
I don't know anything about British superstitions.
Okay, well, I'll warn you that they're all very dumb. So,
yeah.
Is one of them about adding any flavor to your food is bad luck?
would explain a lot. Okay, so your question. In the 17th century, King Charles II decreed that a family of ravens must always be the guardians of the Tower of London. He said that if the ravens ever left, then the empire would crumble. So since that time, the Brits have taken this very seriously, and they now take steps to ensure that the ravens do not leave the tower. So what do they do? Your options are A, the ravens are fed a steady diet of sausages, grapes, and cheese. B, their wings are clipped. C, they are trained to never leave the tower all at once. Or D, if they try to fly away, the British Royal Guard shoot at them with BB guns, forcing them back into the tower.
Oh man, that's all. And those ravens did not stop Brexit, did they? What? Can you repeat A again?
A is they are fed a steady diet of sausages, grapes, and cheese.
That sounds like the most. B makes the most sense, but A sounds like the most British thing, so I'm gonna go with A.
A, yeah, A is not the most British thing. The most British thing is clipping their wings.
Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's such a dick move to be like, hey, the birds are in charge of guarding this tower, and then just clipping their wings.
Maybe that's why they let Brexit happen.
It's a fair point. They added extra birds in so that even if a couple like died or fell out, it wouldn't fall below the threshold of how many ravens need to be there. So they juke the stats over in England. But that was a good guess. I'm going to give you 6 points for that, even though you got it wrong. So everyone's doing great on trivia except for James, who got -5 points.
How much did I win for getting the Johnny Cash question right?
I'll give you, you know what? I'm just gonna put you and Liv as a team. So together you guys are at 26 points now.
Liv. Ooh, hell yeah, girl, let's go.
Hell yeah.
All right. So the votes are in for this last debate, and the winner is James Sheehan. So James will be moving on to the final round here. And to see who's going to debate against James in that last round, we are going to go now to Liz Esty and Kendra Dawsey. So Liz, do you want to go first or second here?
I'll go second.
Second, okay. So Kendra, you can choose from anything except for celebrity. So facts, superstition, famous incidents, or wild card.
Famous incidents.
Okay. So your question is, let's imagine that you're a bird and you're trying to make your mark on the world. Do you land on the podium during a campaign stop for a presidential candidate just as they're talking about climate change, or round up some friends and fly directly into a commercial airliner's jet engine?
Okay. I'm into big impact, and although I know we all love Bernie Sanders. What is more impactful than crashing a plane? So yeah, I also, birds. I feel like if I were a bird, I probably, the bird wasn't like, oh, let me grace this like politician. They were like, oh, here's a cool place to sit. And probably the birds who tried to like flew into the jet engine just didn't know what was going on. They were just confused. But that is how you make a mark on history. Like, you know how many birds die because of man-made like whatever, like man-made structures? Why not get the humans back? Do a little bit of a kamikaze mission, just send entire plane down. I feel like this is going to be flagged for terrorism. But yeah, I feel like that's impactful. The humans have not helped birds, so you might as well kneecap them a little bit. Time.
Okay, great. I hear that. I just, I've spent like most of my life getting treated for depression, so I hope I'm past the suicidal tendencies. I respect the choice, but it's not for me. I want to get involved in the political process. And by that, I mean, I want to be on the podium. I don't want to be behind the podium. I want to be on it, on top of it. I want to arrive with my wings and say, "Caw!" Because frankly, that's more of an impactful policy position than most politicians, except for Bernie. But really, most of them are saying gibberish. So why not make it a bird? Yeah. So respect to those brave birds who gave their lives, but like also humans die. If there's anything we've learned from COVID, plenty of people can ignore human death, So like they didn't notice. It was just another loss for the birds.
Time.
In the words of great former Black Panther member Stokely Carmichael, he has said, the empire does, like, you could only attack things non-violently if the emperor has a conscience, and the human race has none and will never have one. That's why you gotta go out through violent means. Also, I've also been treated for depression, and I like going out with a bang, right? Like, why not just like fly into a jet engine, And that's also a reason why you got to go out with a bang, like politicians.
I don't think they would let me fly and land on a podium without shooting me. Like, I feel like the Secret Service is on top of that. So to be fair, I'm going out with a literal bang, the sound of a gun. Time.
All right, some great points made here, and it's going to be up to the audience to choose the winner. So head into the poll right now. PickAsideStupid.com #poll.
But I think we can all agree birds are better than humans. That's the moral of the story.
That's basically it. Birds are better than humans. Would birds cause climate change? No.
No.
They just eat some berries. They just eat some berries.
So vote for Kendra or Liz. And in the meantime, May Keith has some more trivia questions.
I do. I have a trivia question for Kendra. But wait, first, my question is, what bird flew into what? Like, are you guys talking about the Miracle on the Hudson flight, or was there like a political?
Oh yeah, no, the one that Sully landed.
Okay.
Oh, I thought this was the blimp that went down.
Amazing.
I don't know.
I didn't specify, so you can.
Birds could do it again. Birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be any incident that happens like that, I guess.
For some reason, I thought you meant there was like a politician's plane that went down from birds. I was like, that's pretty awesome. All right.
Yeah.
So Kendra, your question. We're going to throw you a question about celebrity birds.
Okay. I love celebrity birds.
All right. So according to PBS, what is Big Bird? Your options are A 7.5 foot tall monstrosity. B, he is a dream bird that dreamed so big he grew into a big bird. C, he's an 8 foot 2 inch tall yellow canary. Or D, he was a science experiment that escaped the lab and found a home on Sesame Street.
Okay. I feel like Sesame Street wouldn't want to go with the escaped lab experiment like route, like that, like that's kind of complicated for kids, and kids start asking about animal testing. I feel like it's either B or C, and I need to decide. I'm gonna guess C because he is yellow. He's just he's a magnum sized yellow canary. That's what I'm gonna say.
That's a great answer, and that's the right answer. Yeah. I thought the dream bird thing would fool people, but no, there's not really any explanation.
He's just a very large canary.
Yeah. Great job, Kendra. I'm giving you 15 points for that question.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Nice job. And on what you're talking about there, May, about the birds flying into a politician's plane, I think it would only be really, I'd only love it if it was just all bald eagles that did it. Like that would really make it feel very American. But all right, so let's check in on the results and how people voted on this one. And I should have hit the thing to count it down a little bit earlier, so we're gonna have to wait a couple seconds, but they will roll in as, here we go. Okay, so the results are in, and Liz Esty will be moving on to the finals here to face James Sheehan. So it'll be Liz and James, and Liz, it's up to you whether you go first or second here.
I'll go second. That seems to be working.
Okay, so James, you can pick from facts, superstitions, or wild card.
Let's do wild card, Sean.
Okay. Your wild card question is, okay, it's from Ken Green, and he asks, in hand to wing combat, which would be easier to defeat, 1 ostrich or 15 penguins?
Does 1 ostrich or 15 penguins?
1 ostrich or 15 penguins. Which one would be
Oh,
easier?
one ostrich. That's an easy one. Again, we're talking about top heavy animals, so you just gotta go in. Penguins are adorable, and because there's 15 of them, you hit this like you have this moral brick wall that you hit once you kill like the first couple, and you're like, I gotta keep doing this. If you just gotta kill 1 ostrich, I mean, that's an hour's pay. That's minimum wage work, you know, just sign me up. And also, you know, like, what are they going to try and peck my hair out? Like, what do we do? You know, they can't fly. They can walk. I can walk. So I feel like maybe height wise, they have me at an advantage, but really just, I'll fuck an ostrich up. It's, you know, that's it. Time.
If I've learned anything from George Miller masterpiece Happy Feet, it's that some penguins are real assholes. So I don't know what you mean talking about having a moral difficulty. I will beat those penguins within an inch of their life because they said you have to sing, you can't dance, and that's not fair. Some people, their song is in their heart, and other people, the song is in their feet. And it's not fair for us to judge, okay? And like, that's rude, and we should punish those penguins. And also, I believe the Happy Feet sequel, like, there are some penguins who are like colluding to like capture other penguins. It gets really complicated. And so I just want to say, like, those penguins are cops and fuck them, and I will beat them. And also, penguins are also flightless birds, so that's the playing field is even on that. I would rather run around. It's like whack-a-mole, but whack a penguin. Okay, time.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like, dance is like the lowest form of art, so like no one gives a shit about dancing. I mean, just, you know, singing's where it's at. Like, I'll sing with a penguin anytime. I'll sing about how I destroyed an ostrich, ripped its wings off, and had a giant ostrich quiche, you know, omelet for breakfast while the ostrich is still alive watching me eat its kid. I'm a psycho. Like I will destroy that bird mentally first, and then I will kill it afterwards.
What is a quiche omelet? Because I feel like if you put a quiche in an omelet, this crust is going to get really soggy and gross. And that's just not a good quiche. And it's also not a good omelet because, like, who wants an omelet with a bunch of flour in it? That's just not good. I got upset by that. But yeah, penguins. I mean, one ostrich, that's not much to brag about. I want street cred. I'm going to beat up a bunch of penguins. Time.
Okay, great. So a lot of good points here, and it's going to be up to the audience to decide on the winner. Just head into the poll right now and choose your winner, whether it's James or Liz. And in the meantime, while people are voting, I think we have one more question. I think there's one person maybe that, is there one or more people that haven't answered a question yet?
I think just Liz hasn't answered.
Okay.
Liz, are you ready for the final trivia question of the night?
Woo! I mean, as much as I'll ever be ready.
Yes, yeah. You're really going to need to wow us too, because you have to get 27 points to beat the lead team right now, which is Hallie and Liv. So.
Oh wow, pressure.
All right, so you're also getting a question about superstitions because some of these superstitions are real funny. Okay. According to a European superstition, when you see or hear your first cuckoo of the year, which I assume is a rooster crowing, Europeans. So when you hear the first rooster of the year, you should put a stone on your head and then run as fast as you can until the stone falls off. Then you should return to that spot the next day. And what will you find hidden under this stone? Your options are A, the name of your true love, B, another cuckoo, C, money, or D, a copy of the Gray's Sports Almanac covering the next 50 years of sporting results.
Man, I want to say money, but it is Europe, so I feel like probably not money. And I guess because it doesn't make any sense to me, I'm gonna say find another cuckoo.
That's a good answer, but it's wrong. Your instinct was right. It's money.
Oh God damn it, Europe! Foiled again.
I just really like the idea of like New Year's Day, get your stone ready, put it on your head, and just start running. But so great answer. I'm gonna give you 10 points for it, but unfortunately it was not enough to overcome the insurmountable team that Liv and Hallie put together. So congrats to Liv and Hallie. Yeah.
Nice job. And the results are in from the final debate of the night, and our winner is Liz Esty. So Liz is our champion tonight. Thank you so much for playing, Liz. And May, thanks for doing trivia all night with us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And thanks to everybody that debated tonight. It was a great time. Thanks to everybody that was watching tonight and commenting and all of that. It was nice to see everybody. And we'll see y'all next week, right? All right. Good night.